Well, if you like Call of Duty, don't play this game. It'll mess with your head. Alright teammates, my name is Swenyspeed, and full disclosure, I kind of knew the hook of this game before I started playing it. It had been spoiled for me, so be aware there will be spoilers in this video, and this game is not, 100% as it seems. And when I say there's going to be spoilers in this video, I mean, I'm going to be showing some of the left hooks that happen towards the end of the game. Alright, all disclaimers aside, let's go ahead and get into it. Spec Ops The Line kind of touts itself as, like a standard third-person covered shooter, and it is, technically, from a gameplay standpoint, but it kind of has that, like that xenophobic, ethnocentric vibe to it, through the menus and the American music playing in the background, and we'll get to the sound design in a second, but it makes you think, oh, this is going to be kind of a Gears of War clone. You're going to get in there and just start shooting the bad guys, and it kind of holds it from you that it's not really the case until a little later in the game. Don't get me wrong, you're going to be fighting bad guys, but you're not going to be fighting bad guys, if that makes sense. The enemies in this game, though you quite don't understand the motives in a couple different parts, aren't totally bad, and you can pick that up through dialogue, and after a while you kind of feel bad about killing them and understanding that this whole thing is a misunderstanding, even though the character you're playing in the game does not understand that. And that kind of, for me personally, that I imagine myself being the main character, so that kind of stuff pulls me out of the game because I want to make the decisions that I would make in, or I like to think I'd make in reality, where in this case there's quite a few forced instances of the characters are unaware of exactly what's happening while you as the player are, and it kind of holds your hand through some really nasty stuff that'll make your skin crawl. So avoiding the story here for a second, the graphics in this game are really good, and I say really good as in, they're dated now, the game came out in 2012, but in general, it's a pretty looking game. There's large open environments, and one of the greatest assets this game has is the setting. It's set in Dubai after a crazy sandstorm has destroyed the city basically, and it's just beautiful all over the place. The sandstorms actually play a role in the action. When sandstorms fly in and crush through windows, it's hard to tell teammates from enemies, from your two comrades. And it is really cool to watch your character throw on glasses and just start trudging through it, and it makes for some of the more iconic moments in the game. The shooting and cover system is really tight. The gameplay is like the shooting and like knocking people's limbs off and stuff is a little messier than I would prefer in general. Just my own personal bias throwing it in here. Because you're blowing people's arms off, you're popping skulls. It's that kind of nasty third-person shooter. But, it fits with the game. You're in there being an American, kicking ass and taking names. The music in this game is, in my opinion, one of the first things to start setting this game apart from other, more generic third-person shooters, in that it's starts off pretty upbeat with American rock, and then just gets really, really melancholy, especially as the story begins to unfold, and then finishes up, towards the end of the game, with a lot more heavy classic American rock influence, but more in a PTSD sense of losing your grip on humanity. So that brings us full circle into the story. The story is great. Let me say that, but in my opinion, it's something that kind of turned me off after a while. It does something that not many other games do, and it makes you really look at the choices you make as a video game player during the course of the game, and in some cases forces you into those situations. Next thing you know, you think you're the good guys, and the loading screen say all kind of stuff like, oh, do you still think you're the good guy? But you think you're the good guy, and you're going through this game, and the next thing you know, you accidentally kill innocents, or you have to make a choice between which characters live and which characters die. And that sounds like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, but in general, it really messes with you, and the game calls you out for the shitty things you do. The character that you play as in the game, through the course of the game, and the events that happen, slowly loses grip on humanity, and through PTSD symptoms, has these hallucinations where the screen will start flickering, and you won't know exactly what's happening. And the game will just start to feel frantic towards the end of the game. It makes you feel like you are in that situation, and it's a great statement about what war really is, and PTSD, and I can see what it's going for. I don't know if it quite hits that mark, but it just really makes you feel nasty, like you need to stop playing this game and go shower. It's because of that that I recommend that you play through this game once. You know, I definitely recommend you play through it at least once, but personally I won't be going back to it, and I think it would be a hard one just to go get back into knowing exactly what's going to happen. Fun fact, this game is banned in the United Arab Emirates because of its depiction of Dubai in its current state. So to sum it all up, Spec Ops: The Line is a really great game that's hidden under the guise of a standard third-person shooter that you gotta dig a little into to find the magic, but when you do, expect the way you view gaming and how a video game can make you feel to change a little bit, because it starts to rival movies and books that when you put them down, you're just like, oh my god, what happened to me? My name is Swenyspeed, and if you enjoyed this at all, please do me a favor and throw me a thumbs up, and I almost said thumbs up and a like. Can you throw me a thumbs up and maybe subscribe if you want to see more of my content in the future? Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. See you soon.